Good morning. Happy Wednesday to you. Welcome back to 4 More Minutes. I am the Soul Stir, Sam Bailey, stirring up your hearts and your minds for God. I want to thank all of you who have joined us today. I just want to tell you that I appreciate you. Yesterday, believe it or not, we crossed over 500 subscribers, and that's because of many of you sharing it. And again, that's our aim and our goal to get these messages out into the world. And I believe that you can be a part of that. And it's not just about me, it's just about what God wants to do. So I thank you for being a part of this, and thank you for sharing these messages. It really means a lot. I want you to go ahead and share it with 50 people in honor of us crossing over 500. So if you can, for tonight, I'm going to share a link up on my Facebook page of a message that I'm doing at a church that I'm at. And that will be my message for tonight for those who follow us on Wednesday. So I really appreciate it. I want to encourage you today. I was thinking about how people always say things work themselves out. And I hear people say that all the time, it'll just work itself out. As if to say that, especially when we don't want to face it, right? Because in life, sometimes there are difficult things that we don't want to face, that we don't like to face, that are hard for us, or we're not ready for, or we're not prepared for. Well, want you to know today that things don't just work themselves out. People work things out. And there's some things that you gotta face no matter how much you want to avoid it. And some of the mess in our lives, some of the drama in our lives, some of the things that people around us bring into our lives, we can't just pretend like they don't exist or think it'll just go away by ignoring it. No, you gotta face the things in your life. Nobody ever wins battles by running from things. I think about David. David said, is there not a cause, right? The young David, young shepherd boy. Everybody else was running and fleeing, and David said, look at this Philistine who dares to defy the armies of the living God. And he says, I defeated a lion, I killed a lion, I killed a bear. He went up on his past experience to say, and if he could do that, surely he could take down this giant. And I think David understood something that we got to understand, that these battles we fight sometimes are not really ours. They belong to God. And when you believe that God is the captain of any battle that you fight, and that God is really in control and God is really in charge, then you face what others run away from. You deal with it. If there is a problem with somebody, conflict, if you can work it out. The word tells us, if possible, live peaceably with all men, because it's not always possible. There's some people that you must avoid because of how they are. I don't never spend time arguing with an unreasonable, unrational person. And when you can calm down and when you can communicate and engage respectfully, then we have a chance. But if you can't engage respectfully, then I can't communicate with you. And I think that's important for us to understand, that there's some things for our own safety, for our own wellness, for our own benefit that we should not engage in or should avoid. But then on the flip side, there are times when we must engage and we must interact and we must deal with it, because it won't go away. So stop saying it'll go away. It'll work itself out. The weather will work itself out. And I know what we're trying to say, right? God is in control. But sometimes God wants us to be proactive. God wants us to be change agents in our own lives. And it takes faith to do that. It takes trust in Him. And it takes initiative. And it's always your turn. It's always my turn when we talk about resolving conflict. And if we realize the word says if somebody has an ought against us, go to them and try to fix it and try to solve it. And hopefully with the attempt to gain a brother. That's not always the case. But that's what the word prescribes for us to do. So I want to tell you, work it out. Face it, deal with it, and handle it, and try to get it behind you. You don't want a bunch of unsolved situations and issues stacking up on your life, because that can weigh you down and burden you down quicker than anything. All right, so that's important to hear and consider here on today. Well, God bless you. I thank you guys again for 500 subscribers, and I think we're gonna head toward 1,000. And let's keep going, and let's keep sharing good news. And thank you for being a part of it. We appreciate you, love you, and hope you have a wonderful Wednesday. We're almost to the end of the week, and we'll see you tomorrow right here on 4 More Minutes. Thank you.